What's up? It's your boy Big G, back again with yet another video. Of course, I'd like to thank everybody who's been walking with me and riding with me throughout my experiences and my stories to let you know what I went through, how it is on Rikers Island, or any prison for that matter. So if you haven't, like and subscribe, hit that bell, and stay tuned because I got more videos coming. So I'm going to get right to it. In jail, first of all, when a person gets sentenced, it's a mental, psychological thing for them to prep themselves to get ready of what they think they're about to go through. That's what it is. They in jail. Rikers Island is like a county jail for any place else, but it's just a bigger county jail because it's New York City. So, like I said before, inmates only stay on Rikers Island. The longest is 2 years. Like I said before, the longest I ever seen was about 4 years. That's when somebody had money and they had a lawyer and they fighting the case, and eventually they went up north. Now, inside jail, you got to protect yourself. We all know the stories. We all know about the rapes and the stabbings and all that. We already got an idea of what goes on in jail. You have, everybody deals with jail differently. So you have what we call Bing monsters. This is what it is. On Rikers Island, they got a jail called OBCC. When you have inmates that don't want to get along with inside the jail, like it's a jail inside the jail. This is what I mean. People defend themselves. People fight, scrap, rob, steal. All that goes on inside Rikers Island. But when you are known, like, okay, we got people called predicate slashers, meaning if you're known for stabbing somebody or slashing somebody or cutting somebody, they give you a red ID. So, and you got to be escorted around the jail because it's known that you will not hesitate to stab somebody, slash somebody, and you have multiple incidents of doing it. So some people call these dudes real ones. Like, they don't care where they at. They don't care about getting no extra charges. I'm going to be known that if you mess with me, I don't care, blood, crip, this and that, gang member, non-gang member, officer, if you mess with me, I will get something and I will poke you. I will get something and I will slash you. I'm known for it, right? So when these individuals, because you got a few of them that don't care, that listen, this is the way I'm going out. You know what I'm saying? So now you have people who do these infractions, stab, slash, this, that. It gets so bad that they got to be escorted, right? They have something right now called the box. Painful. And I'm not, there's two different kind of boxes I'm talking about. One is a box when an inmate gets into a fight, get an infraction, he get 20 days in a box. That means he's removed from his housing area and he's put inside what's called solitary confinement for about 30 days. That's what they call the box, right? Now, two different kind of solitary confinements. The other box I'm talking about is, it's a box that if you have to be escorted everywhere because you're a very volatile and dangerous inmate, it's a box that goes on your wrist, that clamps your wrist out like this. And then they clamp it to your waist with shackles going between the box down to the shackles to your feet. So now, it's very uncomfortable. They put it on me when they was escorting me back and forth to court and stuff like that. And I didn't think I was a dangerous, volatile inmate. But I'm going to tell you something that's funny. When I went to court, it was in the Bronx, New York. The officers knew me. And they look at me in disgust. You disrespected a badge. Some of them whispered in my ear, yo, hold your head, because we know that goes on. That could be any one of us in here. So just hold your head. You gotta, you got something to, focus on it. Just making it home from jail. So I had some officers saying that to me. Then I had officers looking at me in disgust. Officers was around me before I went out to go see the judge. So I'm talking to them. They're telling me to hold my head. Some of them shaking their head or whatever, right? So boom, I go out to get sentenced. I go out there. I got the shackles on. They got me walking like this, like I'm like some really high, crazy profile, like I was popping off and I'm beating people behind bars. So now I'm standing in front of the judge. I look back of course, upsetting my moms, my family is back there and stuff like that. But when I look back again, you know, after the judge is talking to my lawyer and stuff like that, he's about to give me my sentence, right? So while he's reading off my sentence, I look back and them same officers that was cool with me are now standing behind me, positioned in fighting stances, and like they about to embrace me if I flip out from what the judge is going to give me. I already know the sentence the judge is going to give me because I signed it. You got to sign, you know, you got to sign the plea deal, whatever. So I'm calm, but when I look back, now you got me looking like some kind of monster. I got the box on my wrist, shackles on my feet. I got 4 officers behind me looking like, yo, as soon as he act up, we going to tackle him right here in this courthouse. I had to chuckle to my lawyer because even my lawyer looked at me like, what did you do back there? I'm like, I didn't do nothing back there. Matter of fact, me and this dude is cool. He told me when I get out, come visit him at his house, see his mom. You know, so it was funny to me that the whole illusion that they want to put out, that they put out that I was this kind of inmate. No problem. Got my sentence, went on. I just say that to say this. When inmates were being escorted that were hostile, sometimes they would slip out them cuffs. And there's been an incident where inmates slipped out the cuff and spit out a razor, or something was poking another inmate. He only had one hand out, but he was poking and the other inmate had cuffs on. He couldn't even defend himself. So that's why this box was made, to make sure that you're very uncomfortable and that you walking around like this, shackled. And guess who invented the box? An inmate that was locked up invented that box. Crazy. He invented that box, supposedly invented the box and made money over selling it to DOC. So now I'm going to get back to being in solitary confinement and inmates that we call Bing monsters. Now, you become a predicate slasher. You got a red ID. That identifies you when you're walking around. Now, just off infractions alone, you get into a fight. That's an infraction. Officer writes you up. They give you 20 days in a box. You lose your good time. Your good time is the time that you accumulate, where if they give you a 2-year sentence and you got good time, you know what I'm saying? You're only doing 20 months off a 24-month sentence. You keep getting these infractions, you lose that 4 months. You lose that good time, and then you end up really doing 24 months or whatever, or even if you catch a new charge. So the mental capacity of jail, meaning jail is there, so allegedly, for you to be reformed. Allegedly, a jail is there put in place for you to sit down and reflect on the things that you did. That says that you cannot be a productive member of society. That when you're in society, basically you act a fool when you're out there. So now inside the jail, the Bing or the box is for inmates that can't even get along with inmates. That won't get along with inmates. Now, 2 things happen. You got inmates that are very aggressive, that vow that ain't nobody taking nothing from me. I'm not affiliated with no gang. I'm not affiliated with nothing. I'm just going out for mine no matter what. You're not taking my butt. You're not taking my sneakers. You're not taking nothing from me. So those sometimes be very volatile and violent inmates that end up in the box all the time, which is called the SHU, Special Housing Unit. Those are for inmates that when they say on the lockout. When they say lockout, that gate opens like this, they ready to stab, poke, and fight, no matter what. It ain't over the phone. It ain't no particular reason. You looked at me the wrong way, this and that. And those are the ones that pop off all the time that become Bing monsters. When I say Bing monsters, that means they do their whole bid in the Bing. They do their whole bid in solitary confinement because that's where they most feel safe. It's either one or 2 things. They pop off on purpose because they're afraid and they don't want to be out there watching their back all the time. You know what I'm saying? So they pop off at any given chance to get sent to the box so they can do their time in a box where, yeah, it's 24-hour lockdown. 1 hour to get on the phone or take a shower, 1 hour to go out to this yard. And when you go out to the yard, I mean, this is the only thing to me that makes them look like animals or like modern day slaves, because when they go out to the box that's in the SHU or the Bing area, it's like a little gate that you put a dog in. Imagine if you got like a big rock wall or something, like the people have their dogs in their house, and you got the dog in your cage, but you let him out so you walk around the house. But when he act the fool, you put him back in the cage, right? Imagine a human cage, like it's tall, it's big enough, just or slim enough, just for one person to be out there to get some fresh air. He ain't doing no jumping jacks. He ain't doing no push-ups or nothing like that. He gonna do that when he get in the cell because he got a cell big enough, and he gonna be in there for 22 hours straight. Every day. For 30 days, 20 days, whatever. That's called the Bing. Now, when I mean Bing monsters, some people do these infractions so they can be put in the Bing for a safety reason. They feel safer in there, right? Some people do it because they steady popping off and just beating people behind, and that's the only way we can control them is to put them in the box. Now, some people really don't like the box because guess what? When you go to jail, you get stabbed, killed, robbed, raped, assault. We already know what can happen to you. But human nature says, I would rather be out here taking my chances and kind of be free inside the jail than locked inside a box for 22 hours a day with 2 hours out. In jail, like I said, you are there to reflect on what you did. Now imagine you can't, because while you're out in a dorm area, whatever, you get out, you get locked out your cell, you go and socialize with other inmates, play cards with the murderers and the killers and the robbers and the stealers and the drug dealers, this and that. But human nature says socialize. It helps my bid go not easy, but it's not like I have the time to sit there and just reflect, because that's the most, I'm not going to say painful, but that's like one of the hardest thing to do, just to sit in a room and really imagine you sitting there and you being interrogated by everybody that you did something to. The lady you robbed, the dude you shot, the kid you beat up, the place you robbed, all that. It's imagine, because that's what goes on in your mind. Everything that you did when you in that box, first of all, when you're in jail and they lock you in overnight, that's when them ghosts come haunt you and you, damn, I'm in here, can't be around my family, I ain't got no freedom. And you start thinking about what you did. But you know in 8 hours, they're going to lock me out. I'm going to give me a cup of coffee. I might go to the commissary, eat me some snacks, go get something to eat, talk to my man Ott from up the block or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But in that shoe, the solitary special housing unit, you got 22 hours to sit there and just talk to yourself. Talk about thinking about what you did or why you're in here. You know what I'm saying? When I say them ghosts come haunt you, they come haunt. It happened to me, because I was 22 hours everything. Like, yo, questioning myself, why you start selling drugs inside the jail? You know what I'm saying? You took that money from that dude's mom to bring him in some Hennessy or some Coke or something like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna sit here and say that. You know how that old saying is fun while it lasted? Because I can't say really that I didn't have a great time, in my life. At the time, it was fun. I was ignorant and stuff like that. But what I'm trying to say is, you sitting there and you reflecting off of everything you do. If you shot somebody, that person if you killed somebody, that ghost is in that box with you. It's kicking around in your head. If I had it, the toughest of the toughest, the most gangsters, loyal, non-snitching person, if he had it to do over again, he wouldn't do it and be sitting here in this box. You're sitting here in a box and you're reflecting. That's what jail, that's where the rehabilitation of yourself come in. Like, okay, if I get out of here, I'm never going to do that again, to put myself in here where these officers that don't care about me control me. The judge can sentence me and take my freedom away and stuff like that. So when I talk about Bing monsters, the real Bing monsters are the ones that love it, that rather sit there in that box and don't care. And we'll let you know. You go there, they say they get 30 days and it's time for them to be released back in the population with the other inmates. And you go to their slot, you open their slot, they sitting there like this. They waving at you like this. Let you know, as soon as I get out, I'm gonna cut somebody. I'm letting you know that right now. So, but We have to let them out because that's all they got sentenced to with inside the jail from fighting or doing whatever they did. 6 months, whatever, this and that. Some people be getting years when they go up north, years in a box and do their whole time. A lot of people do their whole time in that box. Don't care. In a box, there's 2 things. I ain't got to worry about nobody trying to creep up on me, steal nothing. I ain't got to worry about nobody trying to have sex with me or nothing like that. And when it's time for me to get on the phone, I get my opportunity to get on the phone without question. You know what I'm saying? But then again, in a box, you're sitting there, like I said, you're thinking about what's going on outside the jail. You thinking about all the crimes and everything that you did because you have nothing else to do but reflect. You could work out to your heart's content. You could go in there, a fat dude, not doing no push-ups, and before you get out, you're doing 1,000 a clip when you walk out of that box. So mentally, the box puts extra stress on you besides the stress of just being in jail. Now, you got the stress of, I can't go nowhere. All I got is my thoughts. I keep thinking about the same thing over and over again. No matter how I say, okay, God, please get me out of here. I'll never do it again. Them thoughts keep hunting you because guess what? You get up and you pace around in that cell and you go to that box if they leave the slide open for you. Even if they allow you to leave the slide open for you. Sometimes you sitting there and you know you got other inmates in the box right next to you, and you try to communicate, yo, what's up, blah, 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 and you meet people, and you talk to people, you know, you're a Crip, he a Blood, he a Latin King, y'all talking about y'all set, what y'all did, this and that, and that's the only thing you have. And that slide is called the jack. It's like the telephone for you to communicate. But those are the terms when it comes to special housing unit, predicate slashers with the red ID, the box, and the Bing monsters. You know what I'm saying? Those guys, when you, as an officer, when you come across somebody who's notoriously known to not care, you know what I'm saying? He don't care about getting jumped. He don't care about the repercussions of slapping somebody. He's there to establish himself that I'm not taking mess from nobody. And guess what? They get that respect. Like, because when you go and escort them, they're like, listen, this is such and such. You've been in here like this and this X amount of times, blah, blah, blah. Watch it behind. Watch this. And they make sure they get big, burly officers like me and stuff like that to escort them. So, like I said, this is another reason not to go to jail. But when you do go to jail, I know it sounds crazy, act accordingly so you can do your time and just go home. The most dangerous inmates in there are the ones that was, I'm keeping it a buck, that were bums on the street, that don't have no family, coming to see them, mailing them, nothing like that. They will take everything, fight, cut, this and this and that, and they will do anything because there's no repercussions for them. Some of them are happy to be in there because they're getting 3 meals and a decent place to sleep. It's your boy, Big G. Watch out for them Bing monsters. You know what I mean? And don't become one. And I'm out.